the way. I'm on here really to talk to you guys about something very interesting. Okay. So, you can see this, this is like a nice neighborhood and looks at the way I live. You can take a look at the view and everything else. Take a look at the view, and as we are moving on here, you guys can see the development aspect of this neighborhood and how beautiful it is and all of that. And I think Liberia can actually achieve this, and that's why I decided to not just show the neighborhood I live in, but to show you guys that it's possible that Liberia can achieve such a great, nice area and all of that. So let's go. But I wish the video really was about my neighborhood. The video is about, well, this video really is about patriotism. How many of you guys can say you are a patriot? How many of you guys can say that? Let me take off my glasses first of all. How many? How many of you could say I would do anything for Liberia? I think oftentimes we hear people say, "Oh, Liberia is not this. Liberia is not the best country. Liberia is just a messed up country." But how many of you guys can say, "Hey, I'm going to sacrifice and do things for Liberia"? As a patriot, as a person who really love a country, you have to put Liberia first, right? You have to put the country first. And in essence, you give back to the country for development. When you see people in the United States say, I would die for America, it's not because they're stupid, whatever you want to think of it as, but because the country comes first, okay? Nobody is bigger than the country. You, my friend, you're not bigger than the country. Therefore, you got to contribute to the country. So you have to be patriotic, okay? You have to wave that flag, that one star, that lone star. You have to wave that flag and do the best you can, okay, to help with the development process. You can see this beautiful, 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 beautiful space in my neighborhood. It's pretty. It's not pretty because it's owned by the government. It's pretty because it's owned by investors. And in order for you to have investors in Liberia, you cannot badmouth Liberia. If you are bringing people into the country to invest, you can't say, "Oh my God, that country and that this and that." People will be very discouraged to go to Liberia. So you have to be a patriot. You have to want to stand and do things for Liberia and do develop Liberia and bring development to Liberia in order for Liberia to be an awesome, awesome country. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, as a patriot, you have to put Liberia first, not your own feelings, not how you perceive, but also what you can contribute to Liberia. Oh, the dogs are so cute. Look at the dog. The dogs are so cute. Look at the dogs, okay? So cute, 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 cute. Anyway, um, so patriotism. Okay, what does that really mean? You see beautiful architectural developments. You see private parks. Um, you see other businesses that make up the country as far as the aesthetics and the physical outlook of a country. These are some of the things that make the country look well. And in establishing some of those things, you can find employment. That's because people love the country and they want to see the development of the country. Now, say you're from Liberia and I'm an investor. I want to invest in Liberia. But every time you talk negative about Liberia, why do I want to take my money to go and spend it in Liberia? But because you yourself have not set the example for people to want to go to your country that you badmouth so much for them to go and develop and invest and bring other people on board to invest. I was having a conversation with somebody this morning. I was like, the first thing I said was, what do you think about a privatizing of waste collection? So, like, you go to Liberia. Many of you guys say, "Oh, there's so much trash in the street. The place is dirty. The place is not clean." But have you thought about privatizing waste management? Waste management, okay? It's not just a government thing. In the great United States, some of them are privatized or owned by private companies. You can actually gather as an investment group and make that a priority, partnering with the government instead of just going somewhere and talking about, "Oh my God, there's so much trash in Liberia, there's so much waste, the place is dirty, and all this stuff." What can you contribute as a private citizen to that issue, right? That's one of the things. So I want to know how patriotic a lot of you, the viewers, are, right? How patriotic you, the viewers, are. What kind of development have you brought to Liberia? How can we all contribute to Liberia's development instead of always talking negative things about Liberia? Because for me, I'm very patriotic. Okay, I love my country. There's no country that can replace Liberia. It will always be Liberia 231. I was born there. I'm gonna die as a Liberian. So when some of y'all, when you travel, you'll say, "Oh, I have my American citizenship. I'm a American." No, you're not. You're a Liberian. That's where you're from. Don't bend your head down. You need to do something about it. You need to do something about the problems. You need to find solutions to the problems. That's why American people. That's what they do. When they knock their chest and say, "I'm going to war for my country," that's because they care for the country. The country don't owe you anything. You, my friend, you owe Liberia a lot. So you need to emphasize a level of patriotism. You need to be a patriot of your country. You need to prioritize your country. You need to put your country first by bringing all kinds of development to Liberia. Okay? I just thought I'd talk about this today. Because many of you guys, I like soccer, okay? And so I try to get sides of each story, not politicizing no soccer, but if anybody thinks that they are bigger than the country and they don't want to play for the country, whatever it is, or anybody acting like a fool, that means you're not prioritizing your country. You're prioritizing your feelings. So stop prioritizing your feelings. Make Liberia the first thing on your list of things to do, not how you feel, but what you can give. Anyway, that's really all I want to talk about today. So I want to ask my viewers, okay? How many of you guys are very patriotic? What have you done? What kind of contribution you want to give to Liberia in order for us to help to develop our beautiful, beautiful country? Okay, we can have all of this. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. It's really nice, nice home. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice homes. Um, how many of you can say, I'm gonna, find investors or perhaps invest in something like a property like this by the water, property like this in like Marshall, property like this in Brewerville? Well, the Brewerville folks know themselves. These are some of the things that we're going to be doing. Um, but how many of us can say, yeah, I came to America for opportunities. Yeah, I went to Canada for opportunities, but Liberia is my country, and that's exactly where I'm going to invest. How many of us? We can do it. These properties that I've shown you guys today are all owned by private people. These are not owned by government. These are private investors, group of companies came together and established apartment complexes. Very nice by the water that cost a lot. Okay, because you know why? They care for America's development. You, on the other hand, you cannot keep talking about Liberia and Liberia being this and that if you don't contribute to Liberia's development. I know I've been very repetitive, same thing. However, it is the case that we badmouth the country so much, we think we are bigger than the country, and then we make decisions that benefit our emotions, not necessarily decisions that benefit the country. You have to do something that shows that you care for your country, okay? Whether you've been lied to or whatnot, or you don't care for this political party, you care for this political party, Liberia is still your country. That's where you were born. Many of y'all were born in the village side. Y'all were born in the great, great villages. Yet y'all open your mouth to say you're not Liberians. Not cool. So, anyway, any questions you guys have, please let me know. Anything you want to add to the discussion, actually. We're talking about being a patriot. We're talking about putting your country first above your own emotions, above your own self. So, what contribution have you made to Liberia? And what are your plans? What are all of you guys? What are your plans in developing? Sorry for the train. This is the train that wakes me up every single morning. Every single morning, this train wakes me up. Okay, this train wakes me up every single morning. Anyway, so like I said, these apartments, okay, let me just tell you right now, there is a gentleman who bought land in Breville. He bought some acres. These are some of the things he wants to develop in the area. So imagine we have this community and an apartment building like this or better is there. You not just aesthetically choose a nice area, it's good for the development aspect of the place, the outlook of the place, and people are going to be more motivated to want to join. So, again, not what Liberia gives you, but what you, my friend, can give Liberia, okay? So, I want to know how you guys been more patriotic. What have you done to be a patriot of Liberia? Like, what kind of contribution have you made? And do you want to contribute? How we can all help you, or how we can all come together to make sure you are such a great patriot of our country? I want to know. I want to hear from you. Um, and you know, it's very vital to the development effort. Very vital to the development effort that we are pitching to to the development of Liberia. So, you know, this is like a whole block of this same apartment, and it's owned by the same company, group of companies that own this. Okay, and as we walk with others, you will see different kinds of duplexes, modern duplexes, and they are owned by a different group of Americans. And you want to know how I know this? I asked a lot of questions, very inquisitive. I asked a lot of questions, and they're owned by people who love the country. You know, do a little bit of research, and that's why I'm letting guys know that you can do it. Okay, if you don't have all the money, do the best you can to get some partners in, do the best you can to get some investors in, and get something like this going. If it's nice and well furnished, people are gonna rent it out. You know, people are gonna rent it out, and it can be like for short-term rentals. It don't have to be for long term. You know, you can do like 3 weeks, 1 week. You know, short term type of Airbnb kind of stuff. But you know, like I said, the gentleman in Brother, that's something like that he wants to put down, and I trust his abilities that he's able to put something like this down. And just for me to be a patronize his business, I'm gonna spend 2 to 3 weeks there, not for free. Yeah, I know some of y'all like the free stuff. The free stuff not good for you. So you gotta promote your friend's business. Anyway, the people that own this apartment, you know, the company group of companies that own these apartments, it continues. It goes and goes and goes. Except as we go, we will see some duplexes. Very different, very different. And I read these are like some European developers or some European investors that came out here. You know, they've been out here forever. They saw the opportunities and they decided to invest. It's a nice space to invest and make more money. Um, so let's go. So you know, just enjoy the view. Enjoy the view. You know, I'm giving you a little view into my life today. I'm giving you a little view into my life today, and that's just all I'm doing. Showing you what is possible in Liberia. You know, what is really possible as it relates to development. You know, these things, these apartments. This one stops right here. The next one is owned by other people. Actually, an American guy from Kentucky owns this place right here. This next one. When I tell you, I studied this whole block. I did. I started this blog because I want to know how does a person come from a different place and develop and put something right here, a business right here. That's because not only that it's a good business investment, but it allows for good aesthetics and good outlook of the place. So this right here is a condominium that is owned by a guy from Kentucky. Okay, look, he knows that as a citizen in America, you can make money and also make the place look nice. And you can bring development to the place. This place right here, when I before I moved here, I studied about the area that I moved to, and they said that this place was like an industrial area, and people came here individually, private citizens and whatever, people who have money invested in real estates, and they came out here and they started to really find out if people could move here, and they started developing these properties, And finally, behold, you can't find an empty space. And it's not a cheap place. It's not a cheap place. You can't. But, at times go by when you have like an empty area where people are not developing as much, don't see it as, oh my God, it's not going to make me money. It's not going to make you money right now, but it can obviously make you money later on. So some of you guys who want to invest in Liberia and are skeptical, oh my God, the land is too far away, whatever it is, it's okay. If you're having development in those areas, it can definitely happen over time. Real estate is not something you want to rush. Real estate is something that you can benefit from over time. So this right here is the very nice structure owned by a fellow from Kentucky. And guess how he got his money? From his parents. All you have to do, if you're lucky and fortunate, you can ask your parents to loan you some money and you can have your own business. But since in this case, some of you may not have that privilege, you can have an investment group. And then this right here is owned by another group of people. So let's give them a view because I think I'm tired of talking a little bit. Just give them a view. Give them. Yeah. So as you guys can see, like I said, it's a different kind of development. Different kind of development. It's a whole block filled with luxury, right? But owned by different people, not just one person. That's the community we're going to build in Burrville, which is very vital to the development aspects of the country. And the dogs are barking at each other. The dogs are barking at each other. But my point is, that's what we want to do to that community in Burrville. We want to make sure that each block you go on is very nice. We have a momentum of development. We want to make sure that the dog is barking, right, folks. So anyway, so like I said, this is a very nice apartment. Is owned by a group of other people. So for you who are interested in being a part of our community, you are going to have something similar where when you go on the next block, somebody has apartments. You go on the next block, somebody have like a section of very decent homes. You go to the next block, it continues that this neighborhood, you guys are going to be shocked. If you're part of it, great. If you're not part of it yet, you still have time. Don't come back to me in 2 years and say, oh, I wish I knew. Yeah, I don't talk about a story on my channel. I do research, I bring the ideas to you. I actually provide solutions, which is the land, which is the blueprint of what we're trying to do. And let it be like this neighborhood that I live. And you have sections of the neighborhood that have different investors. One person didn't build this whole place. There are a group of people that came together, and that's the same thing. I want to take the Burrville for you guys to say, oh my goodness, this is my property, or this is our property. If you come together as investors, that's the goal. So I'm just, letting y'all flow into my life, my daily life. I take this route to go for my run in the morning. The boat, every time I'm watching the boat, every time I'm watching the boat, you know um so if you have the ocean front, if you have the ocean side property, this is something that you can get. This is something that you can sell to potential buyers and potential renters, people who are going to be renting the place or the place that you're going to build in that community. You have the ocean, you have the water view, and everything else. That's a good selling point for those people. Excuse me, there's a tall bridge, a lot of noise, but that's the beauty of all of it. This is the bridge that we're going to have. That's not Simple Bridge, oh, this is not Simple Bridge. This is not Simple Bridge, but I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. They're filming here, so I think we just have to go right of this place. But I'm just showing you guys. So anyway, so you can see the neighborhood, right? You see the apartments, and then you see there's a business. So what we can do in that community, we already have a blueprint. For those who are wanting to establish business in that community, we're not telling you no, you can't establish business there. But on the next block, there would be like a road, like an alleyway, like a usually it's a 20-foot alley, but we're gonna do like an asset role. So the next person over who wants to do business, the other people who want to do business, they can have that space to establish something like this, like a just a business space. But after you go through this business space, there are other business spaces. After that, then you'll see apartment complexes again. So this is the idea I am bringing to Liberia. Okay, when I moved here, I really just wanted to. The people are filming here, so we're just gonna pass by and go this way, and that be a part of the filming stuff. Then, oh shit. Um, I think we go this way. Yes, yes, okay. So like I said, you guys, the filming people are doing the stuff here, and we're just gonna take our time before you guys can hear what I'm saying. So there's something going on here, but as you can see, that there's a business center right here. So for those who are going to say, okay, I will be part of this community, but my goal is to have a business. You are not exempt from being a part of the community, because on the next block of the community, there are businesses. But I tell you, you can't have certain businesses. So as you can see across this road, there are apartments. So these apartments right here, you guys can see that the concept remains the same. Okay, the concept is still the same in a sense of a lot of the lands in Breville, how they're being split up is that if there's a purchase of an acre and a half, there's an access roll. So this is exactly what's going to happen. So if your property is right here, you have the roll, and then another person properties are over there. So like I said, this is the same concept we are bringing to Breville. I'm telling you guys for a reason, because I have done my own study here on this whole block, and the only other information I'm trying to acquire from them, and I talked to the people who does the construction right here. The only other information I'm trying to acquire from them is like how many acres is this. So that way, when we are sectioning our spot, not like copycats, whatever, but more so to think about the same structure, that we can still have businesses within the same area, and we can still have living spaces within the same area. When we buy up that whole land, that's what the community is going to look like. Okay, so you guys continue on my journey. Like I said, I'm showing you my neighborhood that I live and how it's structured. There are still businesses here, even like next to my place. There is a restaurant. There are two restaurants there, and there cafes. There are gyms there. But again, it's structured to a point where it fits the neighborhood. It's not something you're gonna build that's not going to fit the neighborhood. For those who want to do grocery stores in that Breville side, that community, we welcome that, because that's where a lot of our guests, a lot of people who are going to rent there, a lot of people who are going to live there, that's the grocery store they're going to utilize. So as we continue to go, this again, like I said, this is an apartment complex right here. And then you see right here, all these are all apartment buildings. Same area. We're gonna have our own area. Okay. This is not a like Bagwatuti that can be doing that. Yeah, I'm going to my favorite spot, my favorite spot. And after I get there, I will give you guys a little bit of a tour of how things are structured. But mind you, we are in the same area. Mind you, you go to that private community, you are going to find similar things, like how this place is structured. Apartments, houses, businesses. Apartment, houses, businesses. That's how we're going to structure this whole thing. So you are interested, you got to contact me, You're gonna get the vision of it. You're gonna get more of a. I'm gonna ask you what your interests are, um, and then we'll go from there. So let's continue to go into my journey of the place. It's hot today, and I'm taking out this walk on this block. Like I told you guys, I've done study of this neighborhood. Before I moved here, I studied this neighborhood. I talked to people here. I found out who own these areas, and the development aspects of things. So anyway, so if you buy that acre and you have your access roll, you are sectioned into either a business or an apartment complex or a house. So these are the three things that we are having in that place, especially that Broadview side. You can have all kinds of like weird businesses like gas station, like poultry or farm. Some people think they can have a farm by the beach, which to this day I don't understand. You're not gonna have that, okay? So it's meant to be a private, nice neighborhood, okay? Private, nice neighborhood. Just like this place. This place I live, you can see apartments, condos, nice businesses, okay? That's what we're doing to this community in Burraville, Liberia, West Africa. That's our contribution to our country. And more beyond that, because a lot of the people who are part of this project, they're very patriotic. They care for Liberia. They want to develop Liberia. You work with me, you need to care for Liberia because I do care for Liberia. Because I'm a citizen of Liberia. I'm a patriot of Liberia. I care for Liberia. Therefore, you will care for Liberia. And that's how we are going to make the change. Therefore, you're going to continue to go into my journey. You're going to continue to go into my journey. And we're gonna talk about this place. After I'm gonna show you guys my favorite place on the block. I mean, the other areas are really nice too, but this place is the way it's structured is amazing. These are all duplexes, but the way they layer it out. The lady when I met her at the reception, she was like, the people they charge whatever money they want, and people say pay for it because they have all the amenities that they need to have. So you are part of the Broadville community as a patriot of Liberia trying to bring change to our country. You then will put a structure down that will fit well with the community. You are going to put a structure down that will bring you profit because a lot of you get into business of profit, or you are also going to put a structure down that you are going to lay in your house, your bed, because it's like I said, it's a commercial, a little bit commercial slash private, because we're still going to have businesses there on the block. Okay, so this is my favorite. This is my favorite condos. You know, in this area for many, many reasons. You guys are going to see why. And I've talked to the people who work here and they talk to me about who owned this place. It's not owned by a one person, it's owned by a group of people. This place right here. It's owned by a group of people. So anyway, for everyone who are interested, be a patriot, contribute to Liberia's development. We're not making no development lazy. We're making we're making development busy. Oh man, when I first moved here, I was like, Liberia, we can achieve this. We can achieve something like this, but it has to be a strategical plan, and for especially those who are patriots who want to contribute to the economy. When we bring them in the community, these are the visions that I have, and that's what I've shared with people. And you see this amazing, amazing property, not owned by one person, yo. I'm telling you, say owned by one person, yo. I'm telling you, owned by group of companies, okay? Group of companies. So, who are we to say we cannot have something similar like this in our wonderful LIB? The people who will have something like this but have to be patriots of the country, people who care for development of the country, people who understand that, you need to have proper waste management system in the complex, people who understand that You need to have 24-hour electricity in the complex. That brings development, that brings employment, that brings all kinds of things. And you see how beautiful it is. That's what I I have a concept similar to this for whoever wants to build an apartment in Breville. But except this one is bigger, but the concept that I have is a stagnant water. It's a stagnant water flow, so it recycles the water. This is just more of a bigger concept. So the concept, I have a picture. I saw this in Costa Rica. I shared with one of the guys who wants to build his apartment. He really liked that concept. This is the same concept that I bring into the community as well, because it's a water side community. It's a beach side. This place is a river side, like a. So as you can see, this is the beauty of this place. It's not that you cannot achieve this. Uh, you can achieve something similar. Like I said, real estate market is a gradual process. It's not something you want to rush if you don't have the finances. You can partner up, investors come in, and you can build something like this. So this is beautiful. I would rather you guys see the view of this place than to see me talk plenty. Yeah, this place is one of my favorite for a reason. Not only because it's by the ocean, but because the way it's laid out. And this is the Breville, yeah. The Breville community, you can hear us talking about the blueprint is to be like this. Like this. Like this. Okay. So you guys saw the businesses in between the apartment complexes and duplexes. And that's what's gonna be happening. Um, I know some people are building uh, you know, condos there. Some people have the development plans already, and these are people who purchase acres already. Some people have like two-story buildings planned, and we're going to assign it based on the layout, and we're going to assign businesses based on the layout. For so far, there are three people who talk about mini mart grocery stores in that community. So we would just have to structure it that it fits well. It's not a place where anybody can just drive and go buy things. No, no, no. It's gonna be structured to a place where it becomes still private part of the community. Okay. So we were talking about patriotism here, and I just want to talk more about some aspect of it, which is development, which is their contribution. And so take a look at this place. Yeah, so yeah, take a look at this place. So you see right here, I'll show this right here. This part is like a flower pot. What I'm planning to do for Breville community is to talk to everyone who purchased land there for us to acquire two lots, and that two lot will have like a space in the middle to have like a park for people who live in the community. So those two lots, I'm gonna be asking everyone to contribute $100 each, so we can have a security post and a park in the community like this, and we'll have like stuff like this benches. People can go and sit and have private meet, sitting, just nice little time with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your side person, whoever it is. That's your business. Not my concern. As long as you have the nice benches here, you have the flowers, it's a park playground that kids can play, you know? And of course, we're not gonna be charging, it's not gonna be like a HAO fee, right? HOA fee, homeowner association fee, but it's gonna be a fee where your trash is gonna be collected every day, or not every day, every weekend perhaps. Like I'm trying to see if it will be like a once a week thing, or it's gonna be as needed, right? But you guys, people have been okay with paying a fee. You guys to get the concept of this neighborhood that we are putting together. And everyone who are part of this brother neighborhood are very excited. The good thing is people have actually agreed to everything that I have proposed. Okay, the park, the conference, the waste management system, that is like a place that will be built to where you put your trash. This is not outside waste management. They wouldn't have time for that. You have an enclosed space. You put your trash cans and everything, and it's there, and people pick it up every month. You pay the fee and pick up. Very nice neighborhood. Okay, very nice concept. Very nice. So anyway, how do you think you can be a contributing factor to Liberia's development? How can you be a patriot? New. If I were new thing, I don't have time for if I were new. Thing is for you to be a part. My thing is because when as I am doing this community, I've already scouted 2 locations, which would be the next community. Let me just tell you right now. So for some of y'all who think, oh, Broadville will be the last, that was Broadville will be the last place. Other locations. As Broadville development is going on, because I know many people who purchased that are already developing their places as of next April. Next year, April is where when people are gonna start their projects in that neighborhood. And after I have done my video coding, I'm moving to the next community. That I'm not gonna wait for 5 years development before I move to the next community. But the only good thing is that it's gonna be structured to where it don't take that long for it to be somewhat fully developed, right? The concept remains the same. The concept remains the same. So that's my contribution to Liberia. What is your contribution? My contribution is to bring development. My contribution is not to make development lazy. My contribution is to make the development busy. So, what is your own contribution as a patriot of 231? What have you contributed? What are you going to contribute? Are you going to sit down and scratch your head, hold day, if I were new, if I were new? Or are you going to say, you know what? This concept might be a good idea, or maybe it's not for me, but what else can I do as a person? That's your contribution. You see, you bring something like this, those who want to do short-term rentals, your people come, they sit on nice like this, they ride the jet skis. Y'all saw Stephen say, y'all said he's gonna bring his jet skis in our community. So somewhere y'all visit Stephen, y'all go to him. He has his little jet skis and his boat. Y'all rent his boat. The man make money. Speaking about real korokwa, my real korokwa. So you can have something like that where you bring Stephen. Y'all will rent from Stephen. The man already have a development plan. The man have a development plan that blow my mind every time. For some of y'all, the man coming start development next year, y'all will be sitting there scratching your head. And y'all will say, well, I'm not about to come with it yet. There's another lady from the UK, the woman I go start her development plan soon. And y'all will be scratching your head. And I don't want you to scratch it. I want you to be a part of the development. So, y'all see the little cute dog right here? Yeah, you see a lot of dogs in the neighborhood, okay? So, anyway, that's the goal. You want people to come. And for some of you who say, you know what, Emma, I want to have a property in this community, but I'm not going to live in Liberia full time. That's where you can put your property on rent, or you can build to sell. It's simple as it is. As people start to know this neighborhood, the value increases. You can sell your home that you built for some type of amount of price, and you can make money. You need to think larger than thinking I'm not gonna live in this community. You need to think I could build nice homes, nice duplexes, nice building, and put it on sale or rent. My people, that's what the people are doing here. And that's why if I tell you guys that people make over $1 million per month in some of these places, y'all would think I'm lying. Because if you find out the rent price, one of these going for maybe 5 grand. The reason I say because I know the rest of the other ones how much it is. So these condos that y'all saw back there is renting for $5,000 plus per month. And if you think they don't have 50 plus units there, you are lying to yourself. So you times that per whatever month. The people make so much money per month. Per month. And they don't pay for electricity. You pay for your own electricity. So the taxes and everything, they still make money. So you come to Bureau community, you don't want to live there, you don't want to retire there, you build a little property, you put it on rent, you put it on sale. And that's where my property management business will come in. Do you guys hear me? My contribution to the bill would be so huge. and it's so huge, you guys are gonna be shocked. But that's my development and that's my contribution to the country. So now that you guys have seen me out, outside, and I'm not sitting next to my computer and talking to you out of my house, my little space, I'm out here today giving you a little bit of a view of my neighborhood, what the concept somewhat derived. The concept was something under development before I even moved here. As far as the research aspect of things, that's what I have been doing since I moved here. Going to the apartment complexes, the condos, and getting more information on like how did these people come up with such money? Like how? And some of them would say my parents borrowed me loan. It's good to have rich parents. But actually, you don't have rich parents. There are always ways to raise money to do such projects. But so we gotta think long term. We gotta think development. We gotta think country first before my own emotions. We got to put Liberia first. We gotta stop talking down on Liberia. This thing of Liberia, that kind of country there, I don't, I go for that place there. How do you set an example for investors to go there when you're talking down your country? No, you got to make the difference. I said this yesterday, I did it today. You can't want to bring investors in the country and then say, after that, even after you have to, you said you're not serious. You got to be serious. You got to be the one to want to also develop the place. People in America are so patriotic that when you talk about the flag, they won't cry. So when you talk about the flag, you won't die. Why? You won't die, you won't fly your face. You're telling your children, they say your children are from Liberia. Some of you know you're born your children in Grand Bassa County. Then you can tell your children and say, oh no, you're American. Really? Who made your children American? Who made your children American? You need to tell your kids where they're from. Don't be ashamed of where you're from. You need to make a difference and then you show your kids. And then they come and make their own difference too. But when you tell your kids, oh, that place there will never change, your kids will say the place will never change. That's why sometimes when you talk to the first kid children, they can say, me, I'm not from Liberia, but your parents are from Liberia. Okay. But because the parents are feeling talking bad thing about the country now, the children there all the time making $1 million, they're not going to go back to the country. Say, because the parents are talking bad thing about the country, because the parents are patriots. They need to prioritize Liberia and Liberia's development. The government can do all. You see, the great country, well, some of the upcoming countries in Africa, right? I talk about Ghana often because I see Ghana rapid growth and sometimes gradual growth, right? Rapid, gradual. And I see that the people are making a big difference. People are making a big difference. And it's not like only the government making a difference, but private citizens. So because they care for the country, they want to come home and not bend their head down. They want to come home to a house. You don't want to come home and live on a free mattress. You want to come home to your own place. You want to come home to a place that's yours. You don't want to keep renting hotel for $270 for what? You do that, you're not bringing development to the country. You are only thinking about your selfish self. Therefore, you all have to put Liberia first. Don't want to sound like I'm, ranting to you guys, but the passion, the patriotism in me comes out when I talk about two things: United and Liberia. Anything else, you don't even hear me talking something. I will just listen to you and be like, sometimes zombie, but zombie. I'll be like, sometimes zombie, but when you talk other thing, I just be like, sometimes zombie. But when you talk about Liberia, Manchester United, me, you will feel it. We not inside, I will put you inside good, I will drag you good. And the train that every day when I'm driving can be making noise in my ear. Every day the train can be making noise in my ear when I'm driving. Sometimes it can even stop me. Sometimes the train can stop me so much that I'm like, thank God I'm on time. But let's say I was running late. The train can be the enemy of my progress. When it now stops somewhere, now I'm standing now waiting for it to pass, it become enemy of progress. How some of y'all can be enemy of progress by telling other people not to build Liberia. Enemy of progress people. You got to put your country first. You got to stop your selfish behavior and put your country first. You need to stop depending on government to put your country first, okay? You can make a difference. That's why private people, all they thing now, I show you that private people own it. Government don't own nothing yet today. Nothing yet government own. Everything owned by private people. Even the business you see right here. The business you see right here, it all owned by private people. Private citizen of America. Private citizen. These private citizens own these private businesses. Not government making a place far. When you come to this side of town where I live, they can say that place there, that they bougie people there, I can live there. But the reason why is because it's owned by private people. It's not owned by government. Because government don't have to come and develop everything. That's why they have corporations. That's why they have limited liability companies. That's why they have sole proprietorship company. As a sole proprietor, you have your own business. That's why they have all these things set up. Because you don't need government for everything. And that's why I'm letting y'all know y'all need to be patriots of your country. Y'all need to put your country first by developing and have a mindset that Liberia and Liberia only. That's what you need to have, regardless of what type of PhD you got from Harvard or what type of school you went to in the US, UK, you will be Liberian until you pass away. It's just the truth of the matter. Even if you tell your children that you're not from Liberia, you know you're from Bermuda County, and you stay lying to your children saying you're not from Liberia, you stay from Liberia, my people, because Liberia lives in your heart, and you will die being a Liberian, so you must develop as a Liberian. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to show you the view now. I'm done talking. Anyway, so um, I'm gonna show them the cafe by my place, so that way they can see this is the same concept we're bringing to Broadview, where you can have a business next to the place, the apartments or the houses, and it will still blend in. So for you guys who want to have a grocery stores, I said it to a lady. I said, yeah, it can fit on the land, it can fit with the place and the layout. She was very happy about that because it's not just a grocery store that it's a Walmart. No, 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 no. It's going to be a decent place for everybody to come and buy the items that they need. A decent place. So like this place I live, there's a cafe. Sometimes I go have some tea. So I'm like, I'm gonna put my glasses on because it's very, 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 very hot. And I'm putting my glasses on because it's very, 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 very hot. So, okay. So, like I said, this cafe that I live next to is in the same apartment complex that I live close to it, and it's a business by itself, owned by private people, private citizens. It's owned by private citizens. So it's the same concept of the community. You see right there, that building right there, it's not an apartment building. Let me tell you what it is. That that space is office space. So for some of you who are wondering, oh, but the community, when the private people be living here, oh, no, 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 no. You can still have nice businesses that will blend in. You can still have nice businesses that will blend into the vision that we establishing. So if you want to have the rental spaces, you design it to how you want it to be. It will fit in the community. But you can bring a by two buildings in there, it's not going to fit, and we're not going to accept it. That is that simple as it is. So that's part of the thing. I'm telling you guys. Um, a lot of spaces in there, a lot of storages, in there. You have to be creative. I know one of the person who bought land there was telling me that they're gonna have their own garage, car garage. Mind you, when I saw the sketch, The sketch is not that ugly garage that they fucking have. The sketch is so fitting to the environment that we want to put together. You will even see the person garage and you will say, oh, that's not even a garage. That's a house, but that would be a garage. So these are some of the things I keep talking about. These are the people when you sit with and say, what is your contribution to Liberia? They'll say, go to Breville, go to Mamba Point somewhere, and go see what I have done. Is your action and your solution. Not a plenty talking you can do all power wine. They don't do any justice. They plenty talking. I will share the cafe close to my house. I will not show you my house. You gotta know some of y'all. When y'all finish eating plenty, then you one can say, hey Emma, I want to tell you something up. No, no, no. I want you to know where I live. I'm sorry. I want you to know where I live. You can knock on my door. Okay? I will let you sleep. I don't want you can knock on my door. But anyway, so you see, that building right here is the same continuation. The same people who own that one down there, the same people own this one right here. The one is not apartment either. This place is a leasing space. You leased it, you built the place nice, you leased it. You see, they have storage units, they have office spaces. The person making too much money though. This is the only one I haven't really checked to see who own it. But that's part of my assignment. Yeah. So somebody own somebody own these two things right here. I just have not found more information as to who are the group of people or individual who owns it. Because at the end of the day, I'm still doing my research on this whole block that I live. Because that's the same thing I'm bringing to Liberia. This same development. We're not making development listed. We're making it better. My people. So where I live, there's a cafe right here. There's a cafe right here. It's a business. They hire people in there, morning staff. You have three people that work there in the morning, three people in the afternoon, three people in the evening. You bring employment to 9 people. With the exception of the manager, you have 10 people operating a little cafe. You want to bring that to the community? We appreciate you, okay? Like it don't have to be. It can be a little restaurant to the community. And then there's another one across our street. There's a restaurant right there. There's a salon next to it, and there's a place you can eat. So for some of you who into beauty school and all that kind of stuff, you can still have attachment to your place in Broadville there in our little community. So this one community right here, this one cafe is called Cascadia Cafe. You're still not gonna know where it is. But anyway, my point is you can still have across the street there are other businesses across the street. So my point is uh, yes, I look forward to doing business with you as well. So as I was saying, there are businesses across. As you can see, there's a cafe, there's a restaurant, and then like another business over there. That's the same concept. Um, I'm gonna say from the cafe right here. So this is a cafe. This is a cafe. When you put the cafe here, you're still gonna cross to go to other people's apartments. That's the same business concept. Because when you guys see the neighborhood I'm talking about, there are three entrances to this neighborhood. There's a left entrance, there's a right, and there's a middle entrance. So if you buy your property on the right, you can decide if you want to put a little cafe there for everybody in the community, or you can put it across the street. But like I said, for every 6 lot, there's an access road. There's a bigger road. You can divide whatever you want to put there. So, because I'm reaching to my house, because I'm reaching to my house, let's go this way. Um, I because I'm reaching to my house, I will turn the light off soon. I will give you a tour one of these days of my home. But because this is not the right time to give people a tour, I will stop at certain point At some point, as one of my good friend Jefferson said, at some point, I will stop at some point of my home. But for now, you will just see. But my point is that you see here, right here. So this is let's say this person have one lot, for example. The person put something like this there. The other person have like let's say a 4 acre. They put something like this there. Okay, that's a whole development owned by different people on the block. Do you get me? So that's the concept I've been talking about. I just woke up one day and started talking about concept. I woke up and thought about how I can make my country better. That all I think about. I go to sleep and talk about how Liberia can be better. I wake up, I think about how I can make Liberia better. I'm thinking about what politicians can make Liberia better. I have the knowledge, I'm armed with knowledge, and therefore I need to utilize that to see how best I can contribute to the development. That's why I do the things that I do. So before I get to my home, I'm gonna tell you goodbye because I'm almost to my house. Um, but anyway, so I can show them this one. And the same thing. So like I said, whoever owned the acres will have this whole side right here. We have the whole side. And then this become like an access row. This like will become a row right there between you and the next person. So you can even have houses on this block right here. You can show them this block right here. On this block right here, you can have houses. You can have houses or you can have apartment. It's just that it will be you can have just weird things on the same block. That's not the concept we're trying to portray. So anyway, I shall stop now. And as always, guys, I'm about to go home and get on a meeting so I cannot keep talking also that I don't want people to know where I live right now. I show you this place because of the concept. I show you this place. Let's say you see right here, the park. It could be like the park would be something situated like this. You will see right here, the open spacing. That's kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm talking about. So as always, be blessed. Uh, Remember, Liberia comes first before your emotions. Liberia comes first before your negative comments. Remember that you, my friend, can make changes to Liberia's development. And if you see something you don't like, you can make a change. All the waste things, all the trash you can see on the floor in Liberia, you can make a change by privatizing somewhat of waste management and pairing yourself with people in government, right? It's a business partnership for y'all to take the trash and have a system to collect trash and clean that whole library. It can be done. Well done. Established waste management system, private waste management system. It can be done. It's a system that needs to be put into place. So, in all, really, the goal of my life today was to talk about patriotism. But in that, it's something when someone come into the country, they see the country for and see trash, they see all this mess, and you guys are talking about nonsense. What have you done about it? And that's why I'm giving you the idea. It's the idea. Waste management, privatize it, okay? Be a private person who collect trash and put it to a landfill needed for waste management. And so that when someone leave the airport, investor come in, they're like, oh my God, if they did it, because you know what? You as private company, you can go collect the trash, take it to the landfill, and you can find a way to make money. Well, because I can do everything. That's why I'm telling you. Some of these solutions are there. How we go about it is the problem, and we need to stop being negative. Like, bro, always be at home. As always, be blessed. Take care. Love ya. Mwah.